welcome back to the new episode of Body Tales with Somya. Thank you for being there with me for this podcast series because this has been an amazing journey with all of you. Lately, all these episodes I have been enjoying doing, and I hope that I am able to share some of my personal stories and, getting into topics that are relevant, that are important. So, yes, today's topic is all about male attention towards the bodies that we have, and it is quite an unsaid and not that much talked about topic. So, yes, if we talk about men and how they react to bodies, it always comes down to validation, right? So we are always in need of compliments, right? We all like compliments, we all like validation. We are always seeking for good things said about us. The way you look, if someone calls you pretty, beautiful, it always excites you, it always motivates you, and you feel really happy about it. And that's common, everybody goes through it. I have been loving it as well. Everybody like compliments, who doesn't, right? So yes, we like it, but the other side to it is that when these compliments turns out to be comments, and when people don't say the things that you want them to say, it actually turns you into a very anxiety ridden situation, depression, and it can get really very worse. And I have gone through that particular situation in my life. I've seen many of my friends, students gone through that, because you're always seeking validation, you are always looking for someone to comment and compliment you. So you take the compliment, but when they're commenting, you feel really derogated, you feel very sad, you feel that your life has come to an end. It is because we are taking it in that particular manner, right? And it's very sad how men or boys react to female bodies as well. I have seen, like, I have heard a lot of comments regarding how men and boys troll women for the way they look. If they put on weight, they say that हाँ कितनी मोटी हो गई है, बहस लगती है, गोलू मोलू लगती है. Even in like the society that we live in, wherein there are normal educated men, they don't actually know how to deal with women bodies, and how women go through a lot of changes in their life. When a woman is growing up, there is a lot of changes that they hit in their body. Like when then there is she's a teenager, there is a different, altogether different changes that happen than when she goes through their periods. So as a girl is growing up, there are so many changes that happens in her body, and men doesn't understand. And I'm not generalizing about every man. I know that there's some of you, like, there are many out there who understand that situation as well, but in general, it gets difficult for them to understand how women is dealing with the change in their bodies as they are growing up, when they're teenagers, when they're hitting their puberties, then periods, then pregnancy, then menopause. There are variety and so many different stages that they go through, and so many different stages when their body go through lot of changes. So I understand it's difficult for men to understand it, but the way they deal with it is very sad. I see so many trolls happening on social media, wherein there is a picture of a woman, and then people start commenting on the way she looks, be it her fat, or be it the way she dresses up, be it the way she walks up. So they have comments to comment on each and everything that she does, and women face a lot of these body shaming that happens, right? And I can share with you a story. I remember when I was in 9th or 10th standard. I remember one of my friend, I was also very chubby in 9th and 10th standard, so I was very like golu molu. I was already very much insecure, as you know, already. And one of my friends, she was also very cute, very sweet looking girl, but I heard some of the boys saying that देख कैसी मोटी भैंस जा रही है सामने से. I know that at that point I didn't understand much about body shaming and all those things, but it felt really bad. It felt really sad. I felt that what gives them this right to say anything about a girl who might feel really depressed, feel really anxiety ridden after hearing this comment. It can actually lead to a sleepless nights. It can lead to a lot more things. So I remember, because of these kinds of comments that happened in my life, I took it as a challenge, and as a revenge I came up with all of the things that I'm doing today. But for this kind of a energy, I use that energy to come up with my work and all everything. But for many girls out there, many women out there, they might not use that energy. They might go into a deep shit. They might go into deep depression, sadness, and there is nothing that can take them back into this universe. It is very, very sad. So I understand. See, I am the one person who on this channel understands why it's important to be fit, why it's important to be healthy, why it's important to eat good, eat right, exercise. I do all of these things on my channel. I give all of these things out there. But having said all of these things, this is a part of my individual journey. It's a part of a women's journey. It has nothing to do with men. And I specifically advocate this idea that they're not doing all of these things in order to get validated from male attention. They're not doing this for this. That might happen because we have a human tendency to like compliments. So we want that when we're doing something, we get appreciated. That's okay. But if your goal is to impress somebody, if your goal is to make sure that these people stop commenting about so-called the way you look or the body type that you have, so that's never going to happen, because they will always have something to say for you. It's like even if you have lost weight, you have turned into a beautiful figure, they will have something else to say about you. So people will always have something to say about you, and especially men or boys who don't know how to deal with these situations and keep on commenting on these different kinds of body, they will always remain same, because the mentality will always be there. It will never going to change, and you are not here to change their mentality. At the end of the day, it's not what should matter, because will never be able to change their mentality or change their perspective of how they look at women as a subject, as an object. We have been living in a country wherein Bollywood have been, focusing on women as objects, as showcasing them as figures of, men roaming around them. And we have seen those things, and people have that kind of a mindset. You cannot change it overnight, and you're not doing it for them. If you are doing it for them, you will end up being very dissatisfied, because if you're going to change like a perspective, you're trying to change, I will do this for myself, or I'll do it to show that particular person that see how I have turned it, you will be very dissatisfied at the end of the day. You know why? Because this kind of a goal can never be reached. You set a goal that today I'll show that particular man that I can reach this, I can transform into this particular shape, and I'll show that person that I can do anything in life. Once you show that person, you achieve whatever you want, what will happen after that? This is an endless journey. It's not a journey of revenge. It's a journey of self-care. It's a journey of growth. If you're doing it for them, you will end up being dissatisfied anyhow. But if you're doing it for yourself, you will be happy every day when you're doing it for yourself. When you're taking care of yourself, because at the end of the day, that's what matters, right? So dealing with male, and I know that with this particular podcast, you will not be able to like, no, today I'll stop taking care of the male attention, or I'll not be seeking for validation. That's not going to happen, because it's a human tendency that's going to happen. You always like compliments, and this podcast is not going to change your perspective overnight. I know that. But in a longer vision, in a longer perspective, if you look at it as a goal of revenge, then you will always be dissatisfied. That's what I advocate. But if you look at it as a self-care thing, if you look at it as a part of your growth and your learning, then you'll be happy every day. So that's what I am trying to say with this particular podcast. But yes, I can share a few of my stories as well. As I said, that happened with one of my friends. It happened with me as well, wherein I had a group of friends that used to, and especially men. So they used to, we had like 2 to 3 girls in our group, and I remember one girl was kind of thin, and she was very slim and everything. And I was very chubby, as you know, and I was very golu molu. And one one girl was again very golu molu. So what they used to do is they were always like, making fun of us, and it was very fun and happy. It's not about being sad or, but I remember one day when we went out for I think lunch or something like that, and we were sitting all together, and one of my friend who is chubby like me, she was having her food, and one of my friend remembers, he said that कितना खाएगी फट जाएगी, and it's a very common comment. I know you must have all heard this if you have gone through this journey. It's a very common comment, but she broke out and she was crying with tears, like she was, I just remember her face till now. It happened like 10 years ago, but I can still remember her face. She was so petrified. She cried and she cried, and she never ever talked to, I think I was in touch with her, but she was never a part of that group again. So you can imagine that kind of a comment that's a very basic, I know that we must be, it's not something to be petrified of. It's not a big comment, it's very normal. I know that, I know this is not a big or a petrified. It's not about the comment as well. It's about the insecurity that you have within yourself. I have that insecurity as well. When you are insecure within yourself, you know that you have a problem within you, you break out. Your insecurity gets a support of anyone's else comment, and when they comment, you just break out. This is what happens. This will happen if you are a short height person, and if you say a short height person that ये बहुत छोटी है, या फिर when someone comments on a short heighted person that कितनी thingni hai, या if you say this particular comment to a tall person or something, they will consider, okay, take it as fun and everything. But if you comment this particular thing on a short heighted person, and if they are insecure about it, they will break out. So it's not about the comment that was made, it was about the insecurities that we have within ourselves. I have many insecurities, I had many insecurities, and it always takes time to come up with them, to win over them. But for example, if someone comments about my complexion, and if I'm okay with it, I won't consider it. But if I'm insecure about it, when they are commenting on my complexion, I might feel bad, and I'll start, I'll use this, I'll use that, I'll make sure that I look good, and it will somewhere hitting me badly out there. It is my insecurity. It's not about their comment. Because at the end of the day, there would be many comments always out there that your height is not proper, your weight is not proper, you have very short fingers. That can also be a thing. You have very long hairs, you have short hairs, your eyes on I don't have my eyes aligned, so you have this problem, and everybody has those problems. So you cannot be insecure of each and everything that's happening with you, or the comments that have been made about you. The security, the confidence comes within you and from you. It's not from the people outside. They will always keep saying that. You cannot shut their mouth, and you cannot, stop them from saying anything, because they will always be there. And I know, see, having said this, I have gone all through all of these things. I have been a very insecure person, wherein if a person commented on me, I felt really bad, and I also cried a lot of times. That happened with me. But over time, I've realized that these all are my problems. These are all my insecurities. And if I am very much secure and happy about the way I am, and the things that I am doing for myself, it will never bother me if a person comments something about me. So only way to deal with your insecurities, as what has helped me, is to start working on yourself. And that's why I started this channel as well, because I know when you start working on yourself, the confidence with that self-care actually helps you reduce those insecurities. You don't then care much about how people think, and also stop comparing. I always compared myself with others. I used to do that. Whenever I saw anybody, on television, on movies, in movies, I always wanted to, yeah, she looks so nice, she looks so pretty, I want to be like her. I always compared the way I always wanted to look like her. I always get inspired by, people who came on television. I always wanted to be one of them. I always knew this thing that, this is not right to compare, but I always did it unconsciously. And when someone commented, that you don't even look like this or something like that, I remember someone saying कि पहले वेट तो कम कर, फिर बोलना कि मैं इसके जैसे दिखता हूँ, या तू ये, someone said that you look like her, look like a particular so and so celebrity. And then other person, I don't remember, there was a man or a boy, like a boy, who said that पहले अपना वेट तो कम कर, वेट इसको देख और इसका वेट देख और इसका वेट देख, पहले थोड़ी पतली तो हो जा. So that comment hated me like, oh my god. I don't know, it was again a very sleepless nights that I had at that particular time. It was a very huge, part of my life wherein the insecurities were very high. And because of that comment actually never should have mattered, because if you're doing something for yourself, it's nothing to do with them, and they should have no concern with what you're dealing with. But it's not about their comment, it's your insecurity. I was very insecure with myself, I was very insecure about my weight. So anybody, so see, if they comment on my skin color, I never felt bad. If they commented on my hair, I never felt bad. If they comment on my height, I never felt bad. But whenever they used to comment on my weight, I felt like, something life reckoning happened with me. You know why this happened? Because I was insecure with my weight myself. I was very sad about myself, about my weight, about my body. And I always knew that I am already continuously fighting that fight in my mind already. So when people just supported that insecurity, it turned out to be, nightmare. And I went through a very bad situation. So you cannot stop people commenting. What actually happens is, what you have to stop, what I am just learning and doing, is to stop seeking for validation. I know that you cannot do it overnight, but having said that if you have that long vision in mind, that this is not you're looking for, your goal is day to day. It's like from morning to night. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow, but you know that, like, today is Sunday, and I'm going to do these things for myself, and you just get happy with that. In a longer vision, you know that you're not doing it for anybody else, and you're doing it for yourself. Then you will be very less insecure, you will be very much happy, you will be very much satisfied. And I can assure you that it will always help you in getting better, because it has really helped me getting better with my insecurities. And also meditation. See, I have lately, started meditating a lot. And at least 30-40 minutes, whatever time, morning or before going to sleep, whenever you get time by yourself, it always helps me, because meditation is something that brings you closer to yourself. And it's not about doing any, different kinds of zones, going in reiki or something like that. I just sit, I just breathe, and just go to that mode. And I know I'm not teaching you meditation here, that can be a separate class. But yes, meditation has definitely helped me getting true to myself, being one of those person who knows who Somya is, who actually know what she wants. She doesn't want validation. She doesn't want people's comment. She doesn't want a man commenting her on her that she's looking pretty. She wants that whenever she is going to bed, or what she is doing in her entire day, is by herself. She's working out. She's doing something for herself. She is taking time for herself. She's reading. She's doing. Whenever the day is productive, she gets very happy. This is what happy makes her happy. This is what makes Soumya happy. Male compliments, or compliments like you look pretty, beautiful, and everything, doesn't excite her anymore. So yes, this is what I learned. This is what I got as an output from meditation, and it has really helped me. I hope that it can help you as well. If you start, I know it will take some time for you to get about 1.5 hour of timing, but you can at least start for 30 to 40 minutes, and it definitely helps. I can assure you that you will get better with yourself. You'll be handling things in a very better way now, because whenever you step out, there would be lots of people having lots of things to say about you. And if you take everything into consideration, every male attention into consideration, you'll always be ending up having a sleepless nightmares, sad, depressed life. And you just have one life, live for it, do it for yourself and nobody else, as I always say. And yes, take care of yourself. And that's it about today's podcast. It was all about it. I don't. I think I just stopped at the right time, because if it I will go, I can go a long way. But yes, that's it for today. I hope you got my point. Don't seek validation. Don't look it at as a goal for yourself. Compliments coming or going, good, bad, something, shouldn't matter that much. Definitely do it for yourself, work for yourself, do it to make yourself happy at the end of the day, because that's what matters. So yes, that's it. I hope you liked today's episode. I'll see you in my next episode. Till then, stay fit, stay happy. Bye bye.